Okay, so we're looking at mixed exercise 5, which is on straight line graphs from the first year core textbook. So we're up to question 5, another exam question, 3 marks, so hopefully nothing too bad. Okay, yeah, pretty straightforward question. So we're given 2 coordinates that the line goes through, and then we're just basically asked to find the equation of the straight line. Slight few various ways you could lay this out. I think I would just stick to, let's get the gradient. So gradient is change in y over change in x. I will do a minus b, just then I won't have negatives. So change in y is 3 minus minus 19. Change in x is 1 minus minus 19. So 22 over 20, I hope. So let's simplify that to 11 over 10. Then I'm going to use y minus y1 is m times x minus x1. So much easier than y equals mx plus c. I know we've obviously used y equals mx plus c a lot in the past, and it does still work, but honestly, particularly when you've got fractions of the gradients, it's so much easier. So obviously there's my gradient. In terms of my two, so I need an x and a y coordinate. Does not matter which of these I use, so I'm definitely going to use A. I think that looks a lot nicer than minus 19, minus 19. So I'm using the coordinate 1, 3, and that's going to be my values of x and y I'm going to sub in. So y minus my y coordinate is my gradient times x minus my x coordinate. I'm going to multiply up by the 10. I'm going to multiply those brackets through by the 11. I'm going to make everything equal to 0. So I'm going to take everything over to the left-hand side. Job done. Okay, any equivalent to that is fine. So if you were doing y equals mx plus c, if you ended up with, what would it be? That. Oh, sorry, I scrolled up so you can see it. So if you end up with that, that's perfectly fine. Any correct equivalent. Okay, assuming that is correct, let's just double check. No, it's... oh yeah, no, that is fine. Okay, I wondered. So let me get my answer up as well. So that's just another possible correct equivalent, because if you compare what they've got there... Oh, sorry, I just read the question properly. Right. Okay, so if you compare what they've got there with what I've got, all the signs are completely opposite. So as long as everything is multiplied through by minus 1, you're fine. So they've got 11x, I've got minus 11x, they've got minus 10y, I've got 10y, and so on and so on. So that answer there would be fine. However, they have asked for it as everything equal to 0. So that actually wouldn't be okay. So that's another reason not to use y equals mx plus c. It's a harder method, plus you'd have to rearrange at the end anyway. That's fine, because they say a, b, and c are integers, but they don't say what's positive and what's negative. So this is fine, and I know they've said their x term first and then the y term, and I've got mine the other way around, but that's okay. As long as everything's on one side of the equation and equals 0, that's going to be perfectly fine.